Okay, Sunday morning in the kingdom, and it's a little chilly out here, which is nice because we like that temperature. Yes, this morning we woke up to plus 16, but feels like plus 16. So then on the yo-yo scale, that's plus 61 Fahrenheit, but feels like plus 61 Fahrenheit. If you notice that 16 and 61 have the same numbers except for the reversed, yes. Also, too, Amazon has my 7th book of my Winter Road series, On for Being Free. Yes, never give up. The story of my life. Never give up. And it's free as an ebook from July 21st to the 25th. Click on the link in the description to enjoy. And also, too, it's Sunday, so make sure you clean your vacuum. I haven't done it yet. All right. Yes, Dick was annoying yesterday, flying all over the place, flying low, flying everything. But we've been complaining on him for 4 years. We have TikTok videos at 300,000 showing his stupid antics, and nobody cares. But once he crashes, yes, once he crashes. Also remember too, it was a week ago that I got zapped by horizontal lightning. So we know he's going to crash. Statistically wise, Dick is going to crash. So nobody cares when he's flying and endangering our lives. But they sure will care when they're suing their asses off. Yes, even his parents will get sued for raising such a stupid child. All right. That's the joys of living at the end of the world. Everybody's out to just torment the old guy, holding a stake at the end of the world. Yes, and also too, this caboose here is a recording studio to turn my books into audio. But how do you record a book when Dick is flying over and ruining the recordings? And I could rent the recording studio out to people on Amazon or authors that want to change their books and, make them audible. But how do you do that when Dick's tormenting the crap out of them? So that's the joys of WHO-ville. Nobody cares. Yes, nobody cares. They don't want people from around the world coming up here and recording a book or anything like that, or enjoying the natural beauty of the boreal forest at the end of the world. No, they don't want that. Unfrickin' real. So I have to think outside the box, live my life the way I've lived it all my life. Yes, even in grade 3, I was a loner. Yeah, well, I spent a couple of years there. It was a tough grade. All right. So over here, I don't know where the sun is. It should be over here somewhere. Yeah. Oh, yesterday was a big day. It was unplanned. We did it. So we're going to try to get those tighteners loose on the tracks. That's going to be that's going to be interesting. And the tire on the 67 hasn't gone flat because it's parked near the shed. Now, if it was parked over in the middle of the yard, it would be flat the minute I walked away from it. Oh, well. All right, let's keep going here. This is a quick scroll. Ice, overcast skies, so that sun isn't toasting us. And I got a little sunburnt on my arms. Can you see that, Les Nessman? Yeah, right. You got X-ray eyes like Superman. Yes. All right, full rotation. We're back where we started. And Dick's probably going to sound bomb us. The day he crashes will be well predicted. But that's we know that. That's 4 years ago I looked up the stats, and 75% of the crashes on the government aviation site was all helicopters? So we know that he's going to crash, but hopefully he doesn't crash in my yard. That's the last thing I need to do, is deal with the paperwork and all that crap, because I will not be compensated financially for my loss of time until the lawyers sue their ass off. Oh well, better go. Here comes the boss, even on a Sunday. Okay, last night while I was waiting for the YouTube video to load up, it takes about an hour and a half to load up a 20 minute to 27 minute video, and that's with the Elon Musk Starlink dish. So I was looking at the pictures when we did the D69U known as the Hood and the D69U known as the Bismarck. Their tracks were shortened inside the little shop, and it was a struggle. I had come-alongs, jackalls, and everything like that, but I had an oxyacetylene torch. Actually, it was oxygen and propane, because we were in the scrap metal business back over 20 years ago. All right, so I figured it out. I'm outside enjoying the fresh air, plus I have no torches, so we have to use the air arc. We can't use air arc in the shop because the sparks go every which way but where you want them. So we have to pop off this back pad so we can take one link out. That'll shorten up the tracks because everything is extended out, okay? So once we get the tracks off, we can figure out this mess in here, all right? So it seems to be pointing every which way but straight. So I'm not sure about these square farmer bolts in here, this spacer in here, Plus, I've been oiling that down over the years, so the odds of that actually working are very slim. So let's get this tracks off, and then we can go after these tighteners, because I can see these tighteners, and shortening the tracks inside the shop in the winter is going to be a pain in the ass because we don't have the oxyacetylene or oxygen propane torches. So let's take it upon ourselves to make more air arcing fun. Yes, I can just hear it right now. Zap, zap, zip, zip, bot. Oh well, we're having fun. We could be at church or at the church picnic today. Okay, it only took 1 hour to remove 2 pads and 2 links, okay, or pins or whatever. Yesterday it took 2.5 hours because we assumed this was a worn out undercarriage. Ooh, the Me phone's acting funny with the colors. Yes, I'm colorblind and I can see the difference. It's going dark, light and bright, and oh, I don't know. Okay, so yesterday we struggled away thinking these pins were worn out in here. Well, today we got smart. We chased it down till we hit the dirt. Yes, the dirt. It's a dead giveaway. And then you just give it some love taps and then it comes out, because we're removing this link to shorten the track so the tightener actually can tighten up, right? So you got, how would say, track, and you're not gonna, oh, these lips need some vodka. Oh, it's Sunday, we can day drink. All right, like, you're not gonna extend the track frame here to allow for tightening the track, okay? One, you have to accept these are wonder tracks. We wonder how they stay on, we wonder how they work, but we play in snow. So snow is totally different than dirt. I don't want to play in dirt, that's too dirty. All right, so we got this one out, or loose. So that's what you do. Go into air arc until you can, how would you say, hit the dirt, and then when we go to put this thing back together, we just weld and weld and weld and weld some more. So that's the way it's working out. So we're very pleased. We got the other side loose too, so we'll have to pound these pins out, get the mini hoe out. Yes, it's always a good day when you get to ride your hoe and lay these tracks out to see if we can get these track tightener adjuster thingy bobs out, which I doubt will actually happen. Okay, that was a bit of a workout, but we did it. I don't like these solid wheels on the front or the solid idler because it's hard to wrap a chain around for salvage or anything like that. I like the sprocket style over there. Oh, well, I can't complain. You know, I got a lot invested in this cat, this D74T. All right, so here's the pieces. We got them out. And to our surprise, it's not really that worn out or as bad as it looks, okay? So we also forgot to mention Bill. All right. Owned the cat for almost 30 years, and I finally see the word Bill. So I don't know if Bill was working on the cat to fix all the jack screw ups or vice versa, but the main thing is they signed it or notarized that they were here. All right, so after lunch we'll cut this booger stuff off, and over here, okay, this is kind of neat. We got the sprocket here. It's kind of worn on the one side, but also too, look at the grooves. All right, can you see the grooves there, Les Nesbitt? So that means that the track had jumped the rollers on the bottom, but being a cable dozer, you can't push down to lift the cat up to get it going. So this thing being in a remote location, most likely they had to wait and, you know, get jacks and blocks and everything like that, jack it up and get the track back on. So that's one of the history values of knowing this cat and where it was located. All right, so over here, this side's not that bad. It seems like the right side took a licking, but this seems to be a lot better shape, this right side. Okay, even the take up is in good shape, but it was a struggle, it was a workout, but we did it. So 2 hours, 2.5 hours this morning. That would be like 10 hours in the shop in the winter, plus a lot of beverage because the struggle was unreal. So once I got it air arced out, I had to get my hoe. Yes, it's always a good day when you get to ride your hoe. All right, let's go have some bacon and eggs and relax. Okay, that was unreal. We didn't record it because every second word was the 4-letter word and it wasn't love. But on the main thing, I got to ride my hoe. That's always a good Sunday when you get to ride your hoe. Okay, I have never struggled so hard in my life. Yes, this cat is totally the opposite. It's not worn out. It's junk, but it's not worn out. There's still some tight areas. Okay, so down here, we know this is seized in here. We know the threads are vaporized or rusted off here. Oh, hand and eye coordination, Les Nesbitt. So we know this is all junk, right? But down here, see that there? That keeps the idler when you tighten it and loosen it back and forth. So this is the bolt right in here. Down here, okay. That's me getting down my knees. Okay, right in here. That bolt goes through, it holds it in. If you don't get that bolt out, you're screwed. So I couldn't get it. They had wedged in some square nutted thing. I couldn't drill it. We couldn't do anything. Brand new bits, and I couldn't drill it, even with the Lloyd's lube there. So what I did was I took the air arc, and I used it like a lance. Stuck it in there and hope for the best, and it worked out. Yes, it worked out. So then I went to move this. This was locked up solid. We couldn't jack it. We couldn't beat it because they had these bolts here tightened right in. So it's clamped. So this thing was locked up solid. So now I removed them, poured some oil down, and sure, I'm glad we're doing this project now on frickin' real. So now we'll just push the idler back, and the staff will be here later. We'll put the tracks back together, and then we can, how would you say, drag it around the yard for another 30 years. But unreal. But now, if I was to try and do this in the shop in the winter, it'd be a lot harder. Now we're going to take this spring and the tightener there, soak it down. We might end up making our own tightener because you're not spending money on this cat. We haven't spent money on it so far. All right, this side should be easy because it's all wanged up and broken. So a little bit of air arcing and it should fall apart in theory. Yeah, just watch it. 2.5 hours later, I'm still struggling and banging my head against the wall. But it's a good excuse to drink.
Sunday morning in WHO-ville, and it's just after 9 a.m. and as you can see, there's not much of a sunrise or sun at all. It is hidden in behind the clouds, and it's pretty windy out as well, so it keeps the bugs away. This is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's 22 degrees Celsius, which is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. It does not feel this hot, especially with the wind and the clouds. I'm sure if the sun was shining, it'd be worse. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, and make breakfast. 12 p.m. and I'm just getting ready to make lunch. As you can see, it is still pretty windy and cloudy out here. It looked like it was going to rain a few times and it hasn't yet. This is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's the same as this morning, 22 degrees Celsius, which is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, make a quick lunch. Then at 1 p.m. I'll head to the kingdom and see what my dad's up to. 1 p.m. and I just got the quad out and I was getting ready to head over to the kingdom, and I noticed my flowers are starting to bloom. I already had that one going, but there's also one right here, and I turned around and I didn't even know this one here was sprouting out. Look at that. Now it's time to head to the kingdom. Just after 1 p.m. and I made it to the kingdom. Looks like we're not doing anything today. My dad's just going to tinker around on the D7. I might have to come back at 4 p.m. and help him pin the tracks back together, but now it's time to grab my dog treats and head into WHO-ville. He has some laundry for me to do, so let's go do that. 1:30 and I just made it back from the kingdom. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, then I'll start laundry and wait for my dad to message. He said around 4 or so, then I can head back and help him pin the tracks back together. Just after 4 p.m. and my dad sent me a message saying that he wasn't ready yet, so I don't have to go over to the kingdom until around 6 p.m. This is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's 25 degrees Celsius, which is 77 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. It feels a lot cooler since the sun is hiding behind the clouds. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs back in, and finish up laundry. Almost 5 p.m. my dad messaged and said he was ready, so I have his laundry right there, and I'll head on over to the kingdom, and I think we're putting the tracks back on the D7, but you never know, we could be doing something else as well. Just after 5 p.m. and I made it to the kingdom. Now I'll head on down to the shop and see if my dad's ready. I can see that the Mini is over beside the D7, so he might be ready to put the tracks back on, then we can pin them and eventually move the D7 away from the shop until winter. Just finished helping my dad take off the second spring. While I was gone this afternoon, he was able to get this one off himself, but this took a little extra grease to get it off, but we were able to, no problem. Now my dad will drive around and put it on the pallet with the other one, then we can hook up to the Mini and put the track back on. Just got the roller pushed back into place, and now we are hooking up to the track, and then we'll just pull it over everything else, and hopefully we can hook it up onto the other end. Then we have to do this track as well and roll it back into place on that side. Just got the first track on and into place, no problem. Having the Mini sure makes life a lot easier. This would have been a lot harder having to manhandle the track back on, but this worked out. Now my dad went to go find some pins, that way we can just temporarily pin it together for now. 5:30, and we're able to get the pin in the first track. We ended up getting the loader out to push the frame ahead a bit because when we put the track on it kind of moved, but now everything's lined up, so let's go put the second track on, and hopefully that one's easier since it's on the top and the middle instead of on the bottom. Six p.m. we just got the track on. Took us a little longer than expected, but at least it's on. We ended up using a chain to pull it together nice and tight. It looks a lot better now though with the shortened tracks. Now it's time to head inside, grab my dog treats, and I'll go back into WHO-ville, and I'm ending my day now.
Okay, 6:30 in the kingdom, and we can officially quit because we got what we got done what we wanted to do. Okay, so we have one track link out, one pad removed, and the tightener thing is removed, so we can figure it out this winter in the shop. And we put the new track pin in the back there with a nut on it, so we can drag this thing around the yard for another 30 years like we did for the first 30. All right, so we put the new track tighteners in here. They'll work good for the next 30 years. We've got it lubed down so it'll be in good shape. I am a little stiff and sore and tired, but we got it done. I can't get over how tight the undercarriage is on this compared to the D69U, the Bismarck and the hood. They were underwater for 3 years, and they were easy to work on. You pop the tracks apart, they go back together. This here is unreal, especially these sliders up here at the front. They did not want to slide, but we got them lubed up, we got them figured out, and we took the bolts out to push down on it to make them tight. So I removed them and threw some oil in there. So that's all par for the course. We're very pleased. Now we can work on this thing in the winter in the shop with the wood stove going, and we complain about the wood stove putting out too much heat as we're working beside it. All right, let's go check the flags because we're hurting. Okay, there's the track tighteners right there. We'll soak them down with oil after we pressure wash them, and then that'll be a nice winter project. I'm glad we didn't waste time trying to heat these up and try to make them turn and loosen the track up and everything like that. It was a total waste of time. But then again, we're learning. We're smarter now. The older we get, the smarter we get. Yeah, right. I'm crazy. This Saturday and Sunday and the weekend out here beating on this D7. Yeah, right. I should be at the lake wearing my Speedo, enjoying the sunshine and the mosquitoes. Yes. Unreal how chilly it's gotten here. We like this overcast clouds and everything. We're able to work a full production day today without overheating. Yes, and the welder worked good. The air compressor worked good. And look at the flags. Just enough flat wind to, how would you say, excite them. All right, these lips are craving some beverage. So let's go walk the dogs, drink some beer, and make a video. Talk to you later.